Okay, so I am a dad and I am co-parenting with the mother of my child. She is a great mum and we get on well, but as my son is becoming a teenager, he doesn't listen to her. He doesn't engage in extracurricular tuition and she doesn't force him because it will result in an argument. What can I do? So quite a few things there.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a few things there. Yeah, it'd be good to see. I
Why
can
are you
see.
looking at me?
No, I'm looking at because you're so handsome. That's why.
Joker.
I would say, yeah, that teenage transition point, specifically for boys. I know when they go from like year 9 to year 10, they almost go from like babies, these like really cute. They go away for the summer and they're like really cute, and then they come back these testosterone filled monsters, and it can be quite challenging for single parents, particularly mums. Most single parents being mums, and it's good that he is supportive and he's aware of the issues,
Mm.
and they are trying. But I don't know, Mr. Crawford. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Disclaimer, I don't have any kids, so I don't feel as qualified to speak on this. Question I have, why can he not just mandate extracurricular activities as the dad?
I think what the issue is there with him is he has mandated them, but because the mum has the majority of the care, so he may pay for them. He may say, "Can we do them?" But the implementation of it or the execution of it kind of comes down to
Go and get him.
what you saying
Go
as a
and get
dad.
him. You play football. You play football. You train once a week. You have a game on the weekends.
Yeah,
Mm.
Go and get him.
yeah,
I'm coming to get you on Wednesday after school, and I'm going to take you to football training. This is not negotiable. And then on Sundays, I'm coming to pick you up and going to take you to your match. This is non negotiable. Why can't you do that? Why? If the issue that you have is the enforcement from his mum's perspective, why can you not then enforce it?
if I'm gonna play devil's advocate as a parent, yeah, and you see like even your tone, your body language, that's giving toxic. You with me? It's giving.
That's a bit extreme.
No, this is just what I've encountered. You with me? Like I know my parenting style, and I've seen parenting styles that are what we may call old school. You with me? Like in that you haven't given the child much choice. You haven't negotiated and offered a solution. The child may clearly have said that's not what they enjoy, and you're going against the child's kind of rights.
Boy,
And in my experience in looking at a range of different parenting methods, genuinely that's kind of giving kind of domineering, toxic type vibes.
when you say toxic,
In that toxic, in that we traditionally, and when I say we, African Caribbean homes, the child doesn't have much of a voice. Like the child's voice or the voice of the child is not center ground, and that is very accepted. You do as you say, not as you see. I can't remember
with
what it says.
fundamental things, yeah. Because I thought that was the consensus. I didn't think that was up for discussion. That adults are interested for the well-being and development of their offspring. I thought that was like a universally understood thing. So some fundamental aspects of their life cannot be led up to you. And I say this all the time to kids. Again, I'll disclaim that I don't have kids, but when I work with children in schools, and I say this to kids all the time: do what you need, not what you want. Like no successful person operates off desire; they operate off necessity and what's in their best interests. And often, what's in your best interest is not what's necessarily good for you in the moment.
Wanna
Like,
do.
does anybody really want to go to school? No, but you do it because you have to. I say this to the kids all the time. I wake up at 5 a.m. and do yoga every morning. Nobody really wants to do yoga at 5 a.m., but you do it because the consequences are not worth it.
Yeah.
Like no one, same thing with gym. Nobody really likes banging gym, but you go to the gym because of what it gives
The
you.
benefits, yeah.
If you give kids more time, if you give kids an option, they're going to eat fast food all the time and just play the games and play on social media, even though we know that's not in their best interests. So some things we have to mandate.
But then I would say, throw this out to Miss Johnson, or so how as a parent then do you find that balance between toxic, like in feeling you have to impose and force something upon them, and
Good question.
their choice? Because I think a lot of parents struggle with that balance. And I would say specifically parents of African Caribbean backgrounds, especially if you would have come from that type of background where you were forced, like doctor, lawyer, you're going to, and now you've had children and you maybe don't want to replicate that kind of stuff. What do you think the balance would be?
So firstly, I disagree with your use of the word toxic. I don't think that it's toxic. I think that's just one of those words that are just overused these days.
They're ganging up against me. We're like 5 minutes in and they're ganging up. Like, whatever, innit?
No, because you're fine. There are some things, like you said, that are non-negotiable. That's not demonstrative of a toxic relationship. I think that, times have changed whereby, like you said, children have a voice. In our day, we didn't have a voice. You did as you were told, and children were seen and not heard. But I think you've got to find the balance. What I found interesting about this is when he says that the son doesn't listen to the mum, because I see this quite often. I think, for boys, the relationship with their mum is like their first relationship, obviously not romantic, but with a woman. And then they reach adolescence and they're trying to find their space in the world, and they're trying to carve out this masculine form. And suddenly it's like, well, the person who I would run to if I scraped my knee, or who would give me cuddles, I don't want that anymore. So they try to cut the apron strings, and it becomes quite contentious. And mums don't know how to deal with it, and equally sons don't really want to engage. So I think for this person that's posed this question, that might be something that's worth exploring, because I think they might need to, if it always ends up in an argument when she's telling him to do stuff, they might need to repair that relationship before trying to get him to extracurricular.
So like be the conduit between mum and son.
Yes.
Okay.